do you work with the franchisor with ZIPS Cleaners?
Sure. So I look at Zips as my friend, but also I won't say my enemy. I call any franchisor a frenemy. And it's nothing against Zips. This is like what you've got to do. Like it's your butt that's on the line when you are a franchisee. You're the one that wrote the check. You're the one that's on the personal guarantee, on the lease. You're the one that takes out the bank loan, right? And so they're not on any of those risks, right? Like they're not, no franchisor is signing up for that. So I'm just saying that you always have to keep an arm's length relationship with your franchisor, because you can't let them get you into a situation that's bad for you. And sometimes you got to recognize that while many of your goals are aligned with a franchisor, there's also some disalignment. There's some times when you're in conflict. You know, for example, a franchisor gets paid off of sales, right? You pay a royalty that's based on the number of sales you bring in. You as the franchisee, you get paid off of profit. Revenue, profit, these things sound like the same exact thing, except they're different, right? And so what I mean by that is, like, for example, if I were any franchisor, like I'd love to have a location in the middle of Times Square in Manhattan, right? I'm sure my sales would be through the roof if I had a location there. But as the franchisee, I got to be thinking, well, wait a minute, how much is the rent in Times Square? How much is minimum wage in Times Square, right? And so what I'm getting at is, like, I think Zips is great. I think that they've given me the support I need. I literally got a call today, and they're introducing me to a major corporate account for my dry cleaning services for a location in my market. Like, that's like amazing. Like my franchisor is partnering with me to help me bring more bodies in the door, more revenue and more profit for all of us, right? So they've been great. But I told that story about McDonald's in Times Square, about, you know, having a franchise in the middle of Times Square. You just always have to know that you gotta, you know, have your own judgment. You gotta have your own discretion. There have not been too many times when I've been at odds with Zips. It's mostly been a positive relationship where they're looking out for my best interest, and I appreciate that. And there are some franchises, though, I'll tell you, like, they are looking at their franchisees as kind of like a captive audience to charge fees to earn profits from. And like, you can look at, if you looked at the FDD, there's a section where they're giving you financial like targets for what you can expect to make, or financial costs. But there's also a section where you can see that franchisors, their profit and loss statement. And if you see in their profit and loss statement, if you really look into it, there's a section for something called rebates, right? A rebate is the franchisor. Imagine, I'll use the example of, let's say I had a French fry franchise, right? And imagine I'm the franchisor, and I'm making you buy my potatoes, and I'm marking those potatoes up, and I'm making a profit from that. That's going to show up on my profit and loss statement as a rebate. So I personally like franchises that don't have a lot of rebate income. Zips has zero or close to zero, right? And so that speaks to the type of relationship that we have. Their goal is to make their profit from the royalties they charge me as a franchisee, which means really our interests are very aligned. In the fitness industry, often the people selling you the gym equipment, the franchisor is marking it up. And I hate to, you know, I'm not out here snitching. I'm just telling like it is, man. And Zips doesn't do that. And I suspect there's a range of other franchisors who also have that sort of transparent relationship with their franchisees.